every game. There needs to be an expectation of winning, but this is a short week, division opponent, anything can happen. Obviously, Joe played really well for them, and Chase and T got going for him. But this is the NFL. You know, we had a chance to really open up some space, but we're 4-2, still first in the division. Got a couple, home games coming up, back-to-back, another Sunday night opportunity against my former team. So I'm not going to ride the roller coaster, and I know Mike isn't, and hopefully you guys follow suit.
What a start to Week 7. Damian Woody back. How about the smile on Joe Flacco's face when we talk to him, man?
That's a good dude, man. Like he's really like the unk. He's just out there just having a good time, man.
I think he has. It's a second, third, fourth bite of the apple, and I think the older you get, the more you appreciate.
You appreciate. There you go.
Without question. All right, with our eyes on some games here, Week 7. All politics are local. We'll start with a game which I think used to be the best rivalry in the league back when it was Skins and Cowboys. Now Commanders, Cowboys. Washington 3-3. The next month for them is really rugged in terms of the schedule. In terms of this particular game, Damian, what do you feel like has been their largest issue as they are now in a 3-3 start?
Them falling behind early in games. For their 6 games, they've fallen behind double digits. You know, we know this offense can score, but it's tough sledding when you got to continuously climb, try to dig yourself out of the hole. That's one issue. Another issue is they've been turning the ball over a little bit more. Okay,
That's why they lost Monday night.
There you go. And so, listen, the remedy is you're playing against this Dallas Cowboys defense, which is like, a homecoming game because they're very giving. But listen, when you're playing against Dak Prescott, who's playing as well as any quarterback in the National Football League, you don't want to be playing with that fire, digging yourself another hole.
And C.D. Lamb would appear won't be on a pitch count, and obviously he's one of the top wide receivers in the National Football League. It's a get-right game maybe for the offense, but you got to tackle better. That's Washington's defense has really, really struggled with that. Now, the Colts at 5-1 have the best record in the AFC, but as they take on the Chargers, why is this a game where you think you can see something from Indy that you haven't yet?
I feel like people are they're like, yeah, the Colts are good, but
are you in that camp?
I'm in wait and see a little bit. I'm in a little bit wait and see mode, and I think a lot of it has to do with Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is playing some really good football. But when you throw up the name Daniel Jones, a lot of people just think about his time with the New York Giants. But this is a different cast of characters. He's playing behind one of the best offensive lines in football. By the way, he has a leading rusher in the backfield in Jonathan Taylor, and he has an array of weapons on the perimeter and a very good tight end in Tyler Warren. So I think he's going up against this Chargers defense, which is pretty good. Let's see what he can do. What if they take away Jonathan Taylor? Can he be the guy that can lead his team to a win? Let's see. Let's see what he can do against this Chargers team.
They do live in the AFC South, which means that they have a schedule that isn't as rugged as some others will face. But I'm with you. I think this is a huge opportunity for them to sort of demonstrate where they are. But their record, you and I believe
they are what their record says they are.
Correct, and you can only play who's on your schedule. Maybe the best game on the schedule before the week started is the Monday nighter, the first of the doubleheader. It's the 5-1 Buccaneers, best record in the NFC, against Detroit, who's 4-2 and has looked awfully good. They've lost the first game they played, and they just lost in Kansas City. Now, this is sort of banged up on banged up. The wide receivers for the Buccaneers are depleted. The corners for Detroit are a little bit banged up as well. Who do you think wins in that matchup?
It's hard to pick against Baker. And you look at almost every game this year, he's played his best ball in crunch time. That's why they have the best record in the NFC, because the quarterback has just been playing outstanding football. Doesn't matter. He's had moments where, no Chris Godwin, no Mike Evans, just Noah Buka. Yep. Just throwing the guys, you're like, okay, who was that again? And he's just finding ways to win games.
Yeah, and it appears Evans maybe is back, but I mean, last week was what a lovely story was. Tez Johnson catches that touchdown, and he's like, man, they're chanting MVP. I really haven't done much. And Sterling Shepard's like, nah, dude, they're chanting for Baker.
Right, they're not,
We agree it's way too early to talk MVP, but just as a real quick thought, Baker's certainly in the conversation of playing the position as well as anyone, is he not?
Absolutely. I mean, listen, if we're talking about Baker's right now, is the league MVP right now.
It's way
early. Yes.
But if we're handing stuff out, give Todd Bowles Coach of the Year while we're at it. Give him not go for Pittsburgh. That means Zach Taylor and the Bengals ride the 40-year-old quarterbacks back to victory.
Outstanding. Yeah, Joe, I mean, it was outstanding, really. I mean, I mean, we how many drives we scored on? What, like 6 of the last 7 drives, maybe 7 of the last 8. What 7 of 8? Okay, so and really early on we had some drops and some quirky stuff happen that prevented a score there. So just thought his performance was outstanding. Very, very calm, collected.
The first half we allowed them to run the ball too much. I think they had about 100 yards rushing at the half, and then we turned the ball over a couple times. And so that just kind of set a negative trajectory, and we're fighting uphill the rest of the way. I certainly appreciate the fight, but, man, we got to be cleaner. We got to be better, and we weren't tonight. And that's life in this business. We certainly got to learn from it, man, and keep pushing. But I'd be remiss if I didn't compliment them, man. They fought their tails off, man. They won the game, and they're certainly deserving.
It was a hell of a football game by 2. The Bengals. Joe Flacco will join our program in just a bit, which means that, kind enough to throw in the headset. Hey, Joe, it's Scott Van Pelt, man. It's been a while since we've talked, but I hope you have
Scott,
a sense.
what's up, man?
Man, I hope you have a sense of the fact that you literally had America spellbound. You and Aaron just doing what you both did. I'm asking as simply as I can. How much fun was it to be starring in the role that you played in this incredible football game?
Man, it was a lot of fun to go against Aaron today and the Steelers again. I mean, I've played them so much. They're such a familiar foe. I told Aaron after the game, I don't think I've ever beat him head-to-head. So that was also a lot of fun for me to actually be able to get that done today.
As we're watching the game, me and Damian Woody, who's here every Thursday to do the Thursday Night Football conversation, we were just talking about how I have an appreciation for, Zach and all the guys in the room and the plays you can draw up. But, Joe, is it sometimes as simple as saying, I have 1 and I have 5, let's throw it to them? I'm not kidding. Like, how isn't that what you should do?
Yeah, no, for sure. You can't overcomplicate things when you have really good players. You have to be able to just let them go, and we were able to do that tonight.
Last week, when you went up to Green Bay, you went on this monumental drive to start the second half. Am I nuts to say that drive, even though it didn't end up in a win, in your first game there is sort of the beginning of what we saw tonight? I see you nodding your head. Maybe a little?
Yeah, I think there's something to that. Just because, when you get some confidence going and it's your first time with the team, that makes a difference. And not only with the players, but the coaches. I think that makes Zach feel comfortable on how he's going to call the game, and he can kind of get an idea for what we're going to be good at. So I do think that was a big drive. I mean, it was like 20 or 21 plays, and that's not how you want to do it all the time. But hopefully we can look back here in a few weeks and point to that for sure.
No, but you got a touchdown on 4th down, and all of a sudden it was a 3-point game, and it was like, wow, are you going to do what you did with Cleveland? No, in the end, but then you win this game. I'm going to get to this game in a minute, but I have to ask you this. What's the play call that comes into your ear that tells you you're keeping it and running? Can you tell me the name of the play?
That was, we didn't listen. I just talked to the Amazon guys, and there was plenty of plays that I wasn't quite right on and was wondering what Zach was saying. That one was right, but our receivers kind of lined up wrong in terms of who was on the ball and who was off the ball. So I wasn't supposed to do that, but you can see how hard the guy's crashing. We were supposed to have a receiver there to bluff that guy and just hand the ball off. But when we didn't have that, it just kind of naturally happened.
All right, as a guy, Joe, that got to the Unk lane on the highway many years ago, I'm screaming out loud, praying for the hamstring, the Achilles. What goes through your mind as you're galloping through that wide open space trying to get down on the ground?
Yeah, just trying to find enough space, trying to get enough yards and find enough space to get down without getting my head taken off.
Look, everybody's going to laugh. Hey, man, you're out there playing at an elite level. I'm not going to make fun of anything. You got a first down, move the chains. Winning this game, Joe, with a couple of games ahead of the bye, how does this change the calculus in the minds of your group? I mean, it feels like it really lights a fuse from the outside looking in. You've only been there a little while, but give me a sense of that.
Well, listen, I mean, you can only take it one game at a time. But just like we talked about earlier, just gaining some of that confidence and you hope that these guys are excited to, kind of have me come in and hopefully I can come in here and, instill some confidence and get the ball to guys. But then to actually go out there and be able to do it, that's a whole nother level, and that's what you want to see. So hopefully we can really start to rally around what we've been able to do the last 6 quarters of football, and and come together as a team and be who we want to.
I appreciate you taking the time. I know you were talking to the folks on Prime, which I get. So thanks for throwing on the headset. On the way out, I have to do this just as a hat tip to you and me doing this for a long, long time. Tim Kirkchin, and there's an NBA coach out there who it's his favorite thing. I just want to say thanks so much, Joe Flacco, for doing what you did tonight. What a show you put on for America. Thank you for taking the time, Joe. Thank you.
Yeah, I know Tim's laughing somewhere. I appreciate it.
It's 12:01. Tim's been actually no. Tim was watching the baseball, so maybe he saw this. Seriously, Joe, continue to do what you're doing, man. It's a blast to watch. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
All right, man. Be good. Joe Flacco. What a scene tonight in Cincinnati as you see Flacco becomes the 5th quarterback in NFL history to throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns at the age